The Beverly Hillbillies was a groundbreaking sitcom that aired on CBS in 1962 and ran for 9 seasons until its eventual end in 1971. Today, nostalgic adults still watch the show in syndication, and even the children of today can appreciate its wacky humor. The show followed the Clampett family, a rural hillbilly troupe who were displaced from their home by the government when a rich deposit of oil was found in their backyard. The family became rich from the oil and moved to Beverly Hills into an opulent mansion. The hilarious premise was rich with opportunities for crazy scenarios. Audience members roared with laughter as they watched the backwoods family try to get used to a wealthy lifestyle. Even though the show was focused on comedy, it had a few touching moral stories as well. While the country bumpkin type are typically looked down upon by the wealthier members of society, the show taught many Americans to appreciate the simpler things in life. It also taught people it's important not to underestimate others just because they don't have an impressive career or educational background. Of course, the most important part of the show was the hilarious shenanigans of the characters. The audience loved to watch the Clampetts clash with their snooty Beverly Hills neighbors and watch them bumble around with more riches than the family had ever dreamed of. And none of these hilarious performances would have been possible without the show's stellar cast. Despite all their very different life experiences, they were all able to get along on set and perform so audience members could enjoy an evening of laughter. Sadly, because the show aired so long ago, many cast members have been lost to age and illness. In this video, we're going to take a look at the contributions of each member of the Beverly Hillbillies cast, as well as the way each cast member eventually died. Stick around because we're going to reveal the tragic end of legendary actor Buddy Epson. Irene Ryan. Irene Ryan is perhaps known best for her role as Granny in the Beverly Hillbillies. She was even nominated for 2 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. However, she was also known for her Broadway and vaudeville performances, as well as work in film, TV, and radio. Her career began at age 11, when she won a cash prize at a singing contest. From there, she performed in a double-act vaudeville performance with her husband at 20, and began to find roles in film and TV. However, Ryan had a terrible smoking habit, and her castmate Max Baer Jr. even mentioned she smoked like a chimney during one interview. In '73, while performing Pippin on stage, she suffered a stroke and was sent to the hospital. There, the doctors discovered she suffered from a malignant brain tumor, and she died on April 26, 1973 at 70 years old. Buddy Epson. Buddy Epson was the crowning jewel of the Beverly Hillbillies. But did you know he originally didn't even want to play the role? When he was asked to play Jed Clampett, Epson nearly turned it down. Thankfully, he decided to accept and eventually became dedicated to his character. He even started playing bluegrass music on various instruments so his character would feel more authentic to the audience. The Beverly Hillbillies wasn't the only show Buddy was known for. He also starred in Barnaby Jones and even acted in the film Breakfast at Tiffany's. Buddy Epson finalized his career in 1999 with his final appearance in the show King of the Hill as the character Chet Elderson. His old age and failing health caused him to stop acting, and he spent the rest of his days living a quiet life in California. He died July 6, 2003 at age 95. Actors all over the country mourned his passing, recalling just how much life he brought to the acting industry. Nancy Kulp. Nancy Kulp is well known for playing the role of Jane Hathaway, the secretary in the Beverly Hillbillies. However, her first passion in life was journalism. Still, she became interested in film and began landing non-speaking parts. After playing a secretary on The Bob Cunningham Show, however, other directors began to realize she had a talent for comedy. Not long after, she was cast in the Beverly Hillbillies. After the Hillbillies, she attempted to run for Congress, but was surprisingly opposed by none other than former castmate Buddy Epson. She lost the race and moved to Palm Springs, where she spent the rest of her days devoted to charity organizations. Sadly, she was diagnosed with cancer in 1990 and died a year later, in 1991, at age 69. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. And stick around, because we're going to reveal which cast member is still alive today. Donna Douglas. Donna is well known for playing the role of Ellie Mae Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies, but she had an impressive acting career outside the sitcom as well. She even starred alongside Elvis Presley in the 1966 film Frankie and Johnny. After the Beverly Hillbillies wrapped up, however, Douglas decided it was time for a career change. She found a job as a real estate agent, though it didn't last long. She continued to act for a little while longer before becoming a gospel singer. She worked as a speaker for church groups and even traveled to churches with her beautiful singing voice. She later recorded and sold several gospel and country music records. Finally, she also wrote a children's book titled Miss Donna's Mulberry Acres Farm. Later on, she lived a peaceful life filled with travel, gardening, and spending quality time with friends and family. She died January 1st, 2015 from pancreatic cancer. She was 82 years old. Raymond Bailey. Raymond Bailey played the role of Mr. Drysdale, the banker who managed Jed Clampett's fortune. In the show, Jed would often almost change his mind by withdrawing his money and returning to his old home in the country. Mr. Drysdale, however, would greedily find a way to keep the Clampett family located in Beverly Hills, to increase his own wealth. During the last few episodes, however, Raymond Bailey began to exhibit symptoms of Alzheimer's disease and only made a few film appearances after the show was canceled. In 1975, he had to retire due to his Alzheimer's. He spent his last years of life mostly a recluse, though he occasionally kept in touch with one of his former castmates, Nancy Kulp. He died of a heart attack April 15, 1980, at age 75. Baer Jr. Baer Jr. landed fame after being cast to play the role of Jethro Bodine, and unlike the other cast members on this list, is alive today. Even though Max became famous for his role as Jethro, it ended up ruining his career as an actor. Directors simply couldn't imagine him playing any other role, and he was unable to find work. As a result, Baer Jr. was forced to make money in other ways. He purchased the rights to the show and made Beverly Hillbillies themed slot machines and casino games. He even attempted to create a casino of his own, but the project was suspended indefinitely. Nobody really knows what Max is up to these days, but we all remember him fondly for his role as Jethro. Were you more saddened to learn about the death of Buddy Epson or about Nancy Kulp's sad battle with cancer? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First for more. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.